Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Amorim introduced Hoejlund in the second half. He came in and scored 2 goals. That 2 goals gave Manchester United a 2-1 win against VIkTORIA PLZEN. If you look at that game, Zesty started, Rashford started, and the formation is the same formation, but he's trying to give everybody the game time so that nobody will complain at the end of the season. If he wants to sell you or not, nobody will complain. But if you look at this game in general, Onana made that first mistake and they considered that goal. After the game, again, he came out to defend Onana again about that goal. But generally, what do you make of that game, Manchester United and VIkTORIA PLZEN?
It was a good win for them at the end of the day, because obviously Hoejlund came in and turned the game around, and it was a good win altogether for them. I felt like, a lot of people were saying that he started with 5 defenders. They do not like the fact that he's playing a bit defensive, but I felt like, the way he set up the team and the way the result they got, they gave Manchester United what they needed rather than what they would have necessarily wanted. Everybody would have wanted an Ahmad playing in the wing back position, maybe Garnacho playing on the other side, maybe a Hoejlund up front and a Rashford. But I feel for now, Ruben Amorim has an idea of what his starting 11 is and who his key players are. He's just giving these other guys their time. The difference is that, if he had started with the team he wanted to start, his team, his first 11, a lot of players would be on the bench feeling angry that they weren't given as much playing time in this game as they would have got in other games.
Well, look at it. It's just the setup. The setup is just normal. Get the results. Get the performance. And for me, the performance was defend. And he said it in his first press conference when he came to Old Trafford, that it is easier to teach a fullback how to defend than an attacker. But Ahmad is another example. Ahmad is another player who has gotten that role. He can defend. He can attack for you. He can win balls from the positions half. And I think that was what he wanted to do: play high line, get the balls in the positions half, and get the result. But it didn't work like that. You're looking to pressure a side that is looking to pressure you. I think you said something earlier today. You said they adapted to a style in just 2 trainings. In just 2 trainings, they adapted to that style, and that style was high press. And they got their goal from that high press off Onana and the lead error, and they got their goal, Vidra and the other guy. And for players that their name sounds like pharmaceutical drugs, you their name just be like medicine, Vaseline. You have to ask yourself, what is the Man United players? What were they thinking? Because this is the intensity they need to play. Look at the PLZEN side. When they lose the ball, everybody is running back. When Zesty has the ball, there's 3 men on him. We know Zesty. Zesty is fleet-footed and all of that, but whenever he has the ball, even Rashford has the ball, he's lots of ideas. But when Zesty has the ball, he wants to take on 3-4 defenders, and whenever he tries that, he loses the ball as well.
For me, you can't compare both things, because it's different when you are rich. You have a fat salary coming in every week. You've made it in life. You've peaked. Okay, you are about to start declining. In life, as against people who are hustling for daily bread. It's not good. You are not going to see the same passion. You are not going to see the same energy. You are not going to see, even though
the performance is just what you're going to comment. You comment and condemn the performance. For me, the performance to the first goal was off.
Okay, let's talk about that first goal. That Onana making that mistake again, and they consider a miscommunication between the lead and Onana. Ten Hag tried playing out from the back for 3 years. It did not work.
It didn't work. Yes.
He said the goalkeeper was the problem.
Now the goalkeeper was the problem. He got it on Onana, the ball playing goalkeeper.
Yes.
Ball playing attacking midfielding goalkeeper.
An attacker goalkeeper, anyone.
Pairing up front was
and the problem still persisted.
30 mixtures in one season.
He started going long, which the long balls he was actually putting up there.
Targeting Kobe Mainoo.
It wasn't even working out. Now in this game again, probably Amorim told them start playing out from the back again, and it didn't work again, and they considered the goal. Though I feel that if something is not working, keep trying it.
No, they tried it for a long time. It didn't work. It was working. It was working because most of the players drag deep, and you see Casemiro dropping deep with Lisandro Martinez. These are the only 2 players in that Man United side: Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, and maybe Mazraoui that could build from the back for you. These are the only players that could build from the back for you. You can't build from the back with Dalot. Ball go pursue and go front. You go run. You go forget a body in back. You go run, go front. Delete. I don't trust. My stance to remain where my stance is. I don't trust him at the back line for Man United. So I just feel like for me, Martinez and Casemiro were doing the build from the back until the lead joined the conversation. and it became a problem because whenever Casemiro dropped deep to help build from the back, they always progress with the ball to midfield. They always progress until they lose it to Zeski or they lose it to Rashford, or maybe Bruno Fernandes makes a pass and there's nobody to connect the dots. That's only when they lose the ball. But whenever they come to the back and Casemiro is building from the back, it's okay. But whenever he's not there to join in the build-up play, then it's a problem.
When you talk about even this build-up play, everybody should be involved. Singling out just three, for example, singling out three players is where the problem is. For example, for Arsenal, Odegaard, when they want to build from Odegaard draws back to build. Draws back. Even Partey draws back. So there are options for the goalkeeper.
Everybody draws back. There are options in the defense. There are options in midfield as well.
There are lines to build up play. There are certain players when you want to build from the back. Declan doesn't drop back to the back line to build from the back for you. He hides behind Partey. I'm not saying he hides. He has to protect the line behind Partey. You get in midfield. Now, Partey is there. Odegaard has to leave him in front and come back to join Partey in that defensive build-up. Then you have a Saliba and Gabriel. Then you have the V shape of the fullbacks. You get. Now, for Man United, whenever you want to build from the back, if Bruno drops back to get, because he said it in his press conference, whenever Bruno drops back to get that build from the back, he sends long ball in. And he doesn't want to be sending long balls in every time. You don't have to play off the back of long balls into the opposition's half. You have to build pass by pass, brick by brick. And I think the best person to do that now is Casemiro. And you're trying to curtail Bruno from sending long balls.
So talking about Casemiro is that Casemiro has how many years to stay at Manchester United?
For me, that's not even a problem. That's not even a problem. The problem is that Manchester United do not have the players to do that build from the back. They don't have it now. That's the truth. And this build from the back now has its own lapses, has its own flaws.
It has its own flaws.
If you don't have the right people in the side to do the build up from the back,
you go so far.
You will see what we saw yesterday, which was Onana being exploited, his mistake being exploited. We keep seeing that thing happen. But for me, I don't think it's something that anybody in that back four or in the midfield should be running away from. Everybody should be dropping back to ensure that they are able to receive the. Another thing is, if you look at that Manchester United back three, how many of them can actually receive hold ball, and move ball forward?
Definitely,
it's an issue.
We saw it yesterday.
It's an issue.
I think Mazraoui can.
Mazraoui did it. We saw it. Lisandro Martinez did it. You get. It was just up to delete that we did. I keep saying it. We did not trust.
It's not about
Casemiro came back to help this between.
I think that pass for that goal, I think
was just too weak.
It was just too short.
Too weak. Yeah, it was too weak and too short.
Okay, let's talk about Hoejlund was introduced in the second half. I think Hoejlund is going to be the main man for Amorim. He came in and scored 2 goals. Even though the one was after a shot, he was deflected. He just tapped into the empty. The second one was a good strike. That he scored 2 goals. What do you make of him scoring 2 goals? Being introduced, I think for now, between him, Rashford, and Zeski, he's going to be the main guy.
John was always saying Rashford as a striker. Thank God John, Rashford has played it. He has always been a winger. You get. They played him in multiple positions. He's like, I don't know who to place him like now. A coach comes in, plays him at the number 9. He runs off from the flank. That's why they compared him to the likes of Kylian at some point, because he was always scoring his goals from the flank. Anthony Martial, Isak, dragging it from the flanks. But at some point, you just need these players to camp. Rashford cannot camp for you, just like the same way we are begging our guy in Real Madrid to camp. These players don't camp. They always try to drag to the flanks and try to beat 1 or 2 defenders, 1 or 2 wing backs to get their R2 chance. And it's okay for them, but I feel like for Man United, starting up front, Zeski has told you he's not an out-and-out 9. He's a 9.5. He's not a 9, he's not a 10, which means he can be a second striker for you. He can join the build-up play in midfield, which we saw yesterday night, we saw last night. He can join the build-up play in midfield. He can take on defenders. But being in the box 18, that positional awareness in the box is what he lacks.
You can actually learn how to be a proper number 9.
Thank you.
You can learn it.
Thank you.
How many years?
We have people who came in who were SS second strikers who came in and they adapted.
Rooney was a second striker. At some point, he started playing as a striker. Ramsey was a second striker. At some point, he started playing as a striker. Even though I'm not comparing both players.
No, definitely.
But if Man is going to play with only one striker, it has to be just Hoejlund, John.
Yeah, but even at that, it's also a handicap because, at a certain point in time, unless you tell me you play Hoejlund as a lone striker and then you get rid of Rashford and Zeski and get in another striker, because we are seeing it happen at the opposite side of the lane now, where we have just HOJLUND up front for City. At Manchester United, only Hoejlund up front there now. If you are going to get rid of Rashford and Zeski and bring in another striker that could come in and complement that pairing, fine and good. But if you are telling me that you want to keep these guys the way it is and use them for the coming season, bro, you're going to end up where you
Nobody's
end
talking
up.
about the coming season. We are still in 2024-2025 season.
Yeah, but what
Until
I'm
this
saying,
summer, we'll
what
let
I'm
some players
saying,
go.
what I'm
But
saying
I just
is
feel
that
like
for these
for this
three
particular
options
season,
in attack, you can't trust Hoejlund starting, because look at the other game he started. He scored a goal, yes, but who is coming off the bench to come and change the scenario for the team? Nobody is coming in. Rashford cannot come in and change a game. Zesky cannot come in and change a game. It's Hoejlund that can come in from the bench and score goals for you. So if you start him, who comes in the 60th minute, in the 70th minute to come in and do something for the side? Nobody.
There are players that could do that.
Nobody.
We're not going to talk about the bench now, but there are some players that could do that.
Who
let's
they
not
the
mention.
bench?
Let's not mention. We will not mention the players.
Who they bench now?
Because now you don't
Who
call
they
him.
bench now?
Anthony.
Anthony.
See, you might not play an out and out nine. You get at some point Garnacho came in from the flanks and scored the goals while Rashford was playing up front. When Rashford did not deliver any numbers, Garnacho came in and scored goals. Now you can't always bank on Rashford being as number 9. Sometimes you need players to camp. I'll keep saying you need players to camp. You just need to go to the market. Okay. Because you see in that game, Zesky was the striker in that game that started. But I didn't see throughout that match. I don't know whether another person watched that ball. But if you watch the ball, correct me for comment section. Zesky no touch any ball for position box 18.
Thank you.
I think I saw once when he dribble.
Now outside box 18, not be inside. I said inside box 18. And for Hoejlund, the goal you said a tap in. That is what they call positional awareness. He was aware of the position. He knows that the ball will be loose. It was the build-up play between Ahmad and Anthony was wonderful. He knows it was going to be a loose ball. He has to position himself in a place that the defender was on him. Then suddenly there was nobody on him. And the ball was a loose ball, and he sweet burying. Good goal for him.
Okay, obviously Hoejlund is going to be starting. Well, maybe for now, Hoejlund is going to be the main man for Amorim. But Amorim did well in that game. They came back to win 2-1, but the substitution Mount, Anthony, I think we should give Anthony a small credit because actually he came in and actually tried in that game. He created
just ballooning the ball. You're a left footer and your left foot cannot hit the target. That's the only problem I have with him. 3 times he had a chance to shoot and he shot way off target. That's the only problem. But dribbles and creating chances, I think he's coming, and passes, he's coming into that realization that it's not every time you have to spin like a fool. You just need to make the pass. And that pass between him and Ahmad to get the goal was just top notch.
Okay, that game ended 2-1 in favor of Manchester United. Amorim next game is the Manchester derby. He's going to face in Pep Guardiola. You know, when he was Sporting Lisbon, he trashed Pep Guardiola in the Champions League. But now it's time for them to, after this next game is Manchester derby. They are going to be facing Manchester City on Sunday. But let's see what is going to happen in that game. But for this game, they were losing 1 goal without mistake from Onana. They came back. Hoejlund came in the second half to score 2 goals to give them that win. They won that game 2-1.